What's Barry Odom meant to the defense, and do you think that adds to the rivalry this year? That obviously you got Mizzou coaches or former Mizzou coaches on over at Arkansas now.
Yeah, he means the world to this defense. He brings passion every single day. I've said it earlier in the year before we even got into the season. Like he's just a different guy. You can tell he cares a lot about us. It definitely brings something to this rivalry. It brings some to this game, just because we know he's from there. It's the same thing with Coach Brad Davis, Coach Sam Carter, Coach Mike Shear, everybody. Like we want to go win the game for them. But more importantly, we want to just win the game. Like it's a week where we want to go and win the game just because it's for us too. We haven't won the game since 2015. I've never beat Missouri, so it's something we want to do.
Have those coaches' emotions been any different this week in getting ready for Missouri? What do you think the game means to them?
It means the world to them. We want to beat Missouri just because they're Missouri, we're Arkansas. But they're business guys. Coach Pittman, he's really big on 1-0 every single week. We want to try to focus on the game ahead of us. So this week we're focused on Missouri, and we want to earn respect when we go out there and do it.
Thanks.
Trey Biddy.
Yeah, Grant. I was hoping you could comment on Larry Roundtree, the running back there, and also what was your reaction with Rakeem deciding to opt out with just 11 days left?
Yeah. So the first one, Larry Roundtree. I've actually met him a couple of times and talked to him a couple of times because we're both on the board for SAC representatives or the football leadership committee. He's a good guy, really good running back, runs super hard. They have dynamics with him and number one. They change it out a bit, but Roundtree's one of those guys who's going to be playing on Sundays. He runs super hard within the tackles. He has good enough speed and really good jump cut to be able to get out and make you miss. But he's somebody we got to be able to get pressure on and be able to get in the backfield. So it's harder on him. We got to be able to put pressure on their O-line. We got to be able to just play on their side of the ball to be able to slow him down. If we don't do that, then he's going to be able to get ways with what he wants to do. So we got to be able to cut him off and try to minimize him as much as we can. Rakeem. It's a situation here where one of my best friends is Rakeem Boyd. So everybody has to be able to handle this kind of situation their own way. Everybody could say shouldn't have done this or should have done this. But he's got to do it what he thinks is best for him in his career. I hope him the best. I'll be here for him every single second of the day. So we're going to focus on us from here on out.
Hutch.
Yeah, Grant, I know you've never lacked confidence, but when you came here as a walk-on, could you have imagined 5 years later being leading the country in tackles and being a Butkus Award semifinalist?
Yes. I hate people are going to be like, oh, he's too confident. But yes, I'm 100%. You can ask my dad. You can ask my wife now. You can ask probably Brooks Ellis when I was a little redshirt freshman and he was named award watch list for the Butkus. I was like, yeah, I'm going to end up winning that one day, or I'm going to end up being on that thing. I hate it that it was 5 years later instead of 2, but I definitely could see this. But I'll tell you right now, it's not for me. The reason why I'm on this is because of 10 people around me. If we weren't winning games, or if we weren't having the defensive standing that we've had, I wouldn't be on that. Jalen Catalon, if he wasn't on that team, I wouldn't have it. Bumper Pool, John Marshall. So I'm just a product of what the people are around me. I've been lucky to be put in the spot that I am, but I definitely would have said I'd be on this because I have a lot of confidence in the players around me too.
Bob.
Yeah, Grant. Eli Drinkwitz, the Mizzou coach. He's an Alma Airedale, and of course Rick Jones, your old coach, is over there now. What do you think about that? And does that kind of add a little fuel to your fire?
Yeah, definitely. Not the fact that he's an Alma Airedale, but because Greenwood, that's not a rivalry anymore with Greenwood and Alma. But Coach Jones, love the guy. He helped me be who I am today, but I'm hoping Saturday to show him that what he helped make is not a good thing for them and a good thing for us. So love Coach Jones. Coach Drinkwitz is a good guy too. I met him a couple of times growing up when he was at A-State and when he would come and recruit like Drew, or when he would come meet with Coach Jones. So they're great guys. I look forward to talking to them after the game. Hopefully I'll be the one smiling. So we just got to go from there. But both really good guys, and wishing the best of luck in their careers, and just excited to see them, I guess.
You know, I haven't polled all the Arkansas fans. I know this is a trophy game. They don't seem like they're that excited about it. What is this? Is this a rivalry to the players, or if not, what is it going to take to make it more of a rivalry, do you think?
First off, we have to win. Like we have to go out there and win. We haven't won since 2015, so like we got to earn respect. Any rivalry, if a team gets beat so many times in a row, no one's going to think it's a rivalry, even the team that's losing. So you got to be able to go have those close games. You got to go have those games where you just earn the respect of the opponent. But for us, we definitely want to win every game. But obviously, we play Missouri every single year. They're our cross division rivalry. So we're definitely going to treat it as such because we play them every year. But I know there's a lot of people on this team that want to beat Missouri, so I'll take that.
Trey.
Yeah, Grant, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. It's kind of a cardinal sin question to ask you to look ahead, but there's 16 seniors on scholarship that are playing right now. Have you guys entertained the idea of possibly coming back next year, or is that something you just put off until the end of the season? What's your process there?
I knew I'd get asked that question here soon. So yeah, definitely. Every single option right now is getting weighed in my head, and I know it's getting weighed in every other person's head. I know there's some that have probably made up their decision already, and there's some that are still on the fence. So for me, it's just I'm going to weigh every option. I have a lot of options, which is good for me, but I wish someone would tell me this is like what you're supposed to do and make it easy for me. But it's definitely going to be something that Coach Pittman, he's a great recruiter. And I guess y'all know me, I've never really been recruited. I was kind of the guy who always said, I want to go here, prove you wrong. So I'm just going to worry about it after year or after the season. So I can focus on these couple games. I know that's what everybody else is doing. They're just focused on Missouri right now and just getting a win there. But it'll definitely be a fun off season. It'll be a different one, I guess, for everybody.
Hutch.
Yeah, Trey stole my question, but I was going to also ask, you're not necessarily like the biggest linebacker or the fastest guy in the world, but what is it about you that enables you to rack up so many tackles and have such a productive season this year?
I like to say I'm really smart. I'm really fundamentally good, and I'm in the right spot whenever it's needed to be there. I'm pretty shifty. A lot of people I'm a little bit I may be a little smaller, but I hate when people say small because I'm literally like a half an inch smaller than Nick Bolton. I'm literally this is the amount smaller I am than him, and it's like a joke for linebackers, I guess. But I weigh the same weight as him. I guess I'm smaller in everyone else's minds, but the best way to get to the ball is not get blocked and be able to not let linemen. I'm shifty. I'm a little slippery. I guess Pittman always kind of calls me. He's like, you're slippery. But my biggest thing is I like to say that I'm really smart. I like to play the game before it's played already. I like to be on their side of the ball, knowing what they're going to do. So I like to use my instincts. I'm real instinctual, but like I said, the only reason why it's been a great year is because of people around me. They're doing a heck of a job. I'm telling you, Jay Marsh deserves any award that can go to defensive tackle because he's done really good this year, and he's what's made us good.
Bob.
Yeah, Grant, kind of a two-parter. It's interesting you bring up Jonathan Marshall. Just what's impressed you so much about him? Because he's getting double, sometimes triple teams, still made a lot of plays.
Yeah. What's impressive about him is he literally is probably the strongest person I've laid my eyes on. Anybody who thinks that guy's not in the weight room after they see him or watch him play is just somebody who doesn't know him at all and doesn't know anything about football. Because that guy can be able to move people who are bigger than him. He does it really easily. So, and the thing that he's gotten really good at is he's been in the same situation as me, is where we've had different coaches over the past 5 years, and he's been able to take every single thing from each of them and be able to build his craft and perfect it to where he is now. And that's what I think both of us have done, is we've taken little tidbits from each coach that's really worked for us, and we've moved it and we've connected the dots with the next coach. He's done really good with that. I think now he understands defense more than he ever has. And as a D lineman, to know like what the guys are doing behind you, that's really big, because you know where you can mess up if you're to go too quick. You know where to be, where if they were to mess up, you know how to make them right. So that's why he's doing really good. And what was your second part about it?
I covered the games remotely, so I listened to him on the radio, and they play that border rival, whatever this thing's called. And when they're done, Chuck Barrett always goes, and this time we got Barry Odom on our side, because Barry's 4-0. Does that kind of, you feel good? You got a little ace in the hole there with your D coordinator. He's never lost one of these games, now he's on your side.
Yeah, he's a secret weapon. So he's definitely on our side, and we're glad to have him no matter what happens. And I know Arkansas is going to be glad to have Coach Odom in the long run too, because he's just a good guy no matter what happens after this year, no matter what happens with Coach Odom and Missouri. The way we got him, it doesn't matter. Coach Odom, where he's on our side. So it's really good for us as a team too.
Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Trey.
Connor Bazelak, I was wondering if you had a comment on him, the Missouri quarterback, what your thoughts are.
Is he a true freshman or redshirt freshman? I don't really.
Redshirt.
Redshirt freshman. So for a guy who's only in his second year, I guess, but first year playing, you can tell he makes really smart decisions. He knows where his guys are. He knows what coverages are around him. He's a guy he's not going to beat you with his speed, but he's smart enough and knows when to be able to pull it and knows when to run the ball if he has to. I give my hat off to him just because he's done a good job his first year starting. Like, he's won a couple games there, and he's in the SEC, so knowing he's playing good cover or good teams no matter what. I don't care if it's East or West; they're playing good teams, and for him to do that in his first year, especially with a new coach, new system completely, he's done good. We have to affect him if we're going to be able to win the game. We have to make him move. We have to get him down on the ground. And that starts with the D-line, starts with linebackers. We got to be able to, even if we don't say we rush 3, we got to get 3 hats to the ball with having it. So we got to affect the quarterback, and we got to affect him. But he's done a good job this whole year. So we want to be able to affect him big time, but that's pretty much my only comment on him.
Anybody have one more for Grant? Hutch?
Yeah, just one more. Grant, you mentioned earlier that you would wish that it wouldn't have taken 5 years to be having a season like this for you. It should have been a 2. Was it just a matter of getting an opportunity this year? And what was it like for you having to kind of bide your time for a season like this?
Yeah. Well, let's look at the 2 guys who are in front of me in my career. So Dre Greenlaw is now the starting will linebacker at 49ers. And then we'll look at Scooter Harris, who now just got activated for Green Bay Packers. So I guess you could say it finally just had to come and had to wait. And hopefully I'm going to be there here soon. But it was rough. It was hard to sit there and be able to just know, like, I could be playing, like, I can do this. It's just seeing like how people are playing. I was like, okay, I can do that. But being able to learn from those 2 guys right there with Scooter and Dre, just being able to learn from them and seeing what they did really good and what they did bad and what they tried to do to fix what they did bad. It really helped me become the guy who I am now, especially on the field, and especially how I handle myself off the field and just how they watch film and how they study. Like, me and Dre would sit there and we'd talk about certain things like that before games. So it definitely was hard to see that, like, my opportunity was just getting longer and longer away. But I wouldn't ask for it any other way. I said that just like, oh, I wish it was 2 years, but at the end of the day, I can't change anything, and I'm glad it's here now. And hopefully we make some more of it this weekend.